So next up, we're going to do weapon brandishing. This brandishing means showing the weapon. This is a fake knife. This is done by martialarts.ca. It is a trainer, so as you can see, I'm not getting cut in any way or stabbed. But we like to use, I prefer to use shiny knives just to have the realistic of the shininess and the human's ability to look at shiny things. It becomes very distracting. Active knife defense is different than what's going to happen here. If he's trying to actively stab me, it's a whole different ballgame. We would ensure you do some stuff that we do for our knife defense program. But in this situation, it's where he's brandishing the weapon, so he's trying to move me to a secondary crime scene, right? Or he's demanding something from me. So, number one, if somebody's demanding something from you and you can comply with that demand, please just comply with the demand, right? So, and I'm not going to tell you what is worth fighting for. That's something I want you to do at home in your head, right? Is your phone worth it, yes or no? There is no right or wrong answer. This is all totally subjective to you as a human being, right? There are times here at the gym we talked about where money's doing really well. And there's some times when if I have $100, I might need to fight for that person for that $100, I need groceries, right? And so your reality in reality-based self-defense is going to be different. Nobody gets to tell you what's important or how to feel. But I want you to make those choices, because you have to make the choices on the fly. That's where you mentally freeze. So decide. I would give my phone up. I would give my wallet up. I wouldn't give up my grandma's ring, right? Or whatever your line in the sand is. So step one, if you can comply with this, comply. The only time I get you to actively fight back is in one of two cases. One, you cannot comply with the demand, right? Give me your pants and bend over the dumpster. We don't want that, right? Number two, if they try and move you somewhere else, you absolutely have to fight them at that moment right there. The human brain has this condition of if nothing bad is happening now, if I keep doing the same thing, it's not going to happen again. So I've read multiple stories of people being abducted, and it's always, okay, I'm going to make a move now. Nope, I'm going to make a move at the car door. Oh, he looked at me weird. I'm going to make a move after we get out of the car. I'm going to make a move before we get to the front door. I'm going to make a move before we get to the basement. And then all of a sudden they're in the bad spot. So hurting people is easy. Letting yourself hurt people is hard. That's where training comes in. I can mechanically hurt him. If I had no emotion, there's no problem to hurt somebody, but the mental part of this makes it very difficult. The current statistic for survivability of going to a secondary crime scene is 3% of the people that go to a secondary crime scene are ever found alive again. Of that percentage of 3, it's only because of luck that people found them, and the people that have escaped are 0.03, I believe is the number. So understand that they get you to where they want to keep you, that's a bad thing, right? So the only time I would go to fight is if I can't comply with their demands or if they're trying to move me to a secondary crime scene, because nothing good happens at a secondary crime scene. So weapon brand is very simply, first thing I want you to do is get your hands up in a hey, oh no position. And all you're going to do is move this weapon out of the way to the best of your ability. Ideally moving, the deeper on the joint you can move, the better the technique's going to be. So if the weapon is here and they're close, just this wrist is going to work, and you're going to bail out the side that you touched. Right? So if he's here, so we go, okay, and I'm out of here as fast as possible. In modern society, in a first world country, if a weapon is being brandished, it's most likely there's no witnesses around for this to happen. This is a mugging or some kind of situation. It's a predatory attack. In third world countries and other countries, this can happen in broad daylight, but if you're living in Canada, the US, the UK, the odds of somebody pulling a knife on you in public is very rare. If this happens, our job is to get to safety, lights and people as fast as possible, right? So I'm going to move this and go. Now, a lot of people say, well, then they're just going to stab me. If they were going to stab you, they would already be stabbing you. There was no need for the verbal communication. Say with a gun, he pulls a gun on me, and he's not actively shooting me, the intent is not to shoot me, at least not here. So I want to make my move here where they're not playing their full hand. So, hands are up. I'm going to clear this to the best of my ability. The deeper the joint I can go, the better. And also understand realistic distances, right? So if he's here, and he's blocking, there's no escape route that way. If I can just bail, just bail. There's no need to stay here. There's no need to even go hands-on if the environment allows me to move. But most predators take away escape routes. Right? So when we're training this stuff, I like to train to go away and past the person, because that's the only place I can guarantee space exists. If this is a corner or an alley and I'm against the wall, if I train, that's not going to work, right? But guarantee if there's space here, I'm going to go that way. And this works 360 degrees. It doesn't matter what happens. I'm just going to go. So I want to, number one, impact this weapon. that I want to improve my position, that I want to escape. Okay? Every time. Doesn't matter what happens, I'm going to hit the weapon, bang, right? I might get a small cut here, but if I dictate the cut, it's always better than them dictating the cut. Knocks out of the way, and I'm going to bail as fast as possible. Escape here is primary. You're not going to go into any striking or anything, because if they keep a hold of that weapon, every stab is awful. And they might escalate to stabbing, but I want to make the move when they're not actively trying to hurt me. Impact improved right. And if you get good at this, the deeper you go in the joint, the better. So if you get the elbow, it's even better. Yeah, see what happens? It's a further turn. Nice! And then what we would do at a higher level for this is we would get you to hit the elbow without looking at the weapon. Because if you look at the weapon, they look at you, they see you looking at the weapon, it gives them time to prep. But if you could be like, hey, what's up? Boom, and move without giving away with your eyes, it's better. But right now, like day one doesn't matter. And again, this guy's probably not like captain of the knife stabbing team in high school, right? He's not going to have that knowledge. But we go the highest level possible. Let's try from the side. All you can do is take your hand close to the knife, knock out of the way, and go. That's it. Simple as that. And again, key to this: running towards lights and people. Run towards safety, not away from danger. All right. One more time. Cool. And from the back. Just gonna put your hands up, and then just rotate as fast as you can. Boom! Yeah, that's a hurt, right?
That's okay.
That was super effective. Boom! Beautiful.
Those crazy elbows you have.
Nice. Yeah. So identically the same thing with the gun. If the gun is pointed at me, the best thing to do is move it and run. The biggest fear of this is a negligent discharge, the gun going off by accident. But that's why when we're hitting, we're trying to move our position and run. Now, Hollywood has made guns seem much more effective than they are in real life. A handgun, especially like this, a good shooter is pretty inaccurate, about 6-7 feet. So every step you take away from the weapon, especially a gun, the less likely they are to hit you. Now there's this myth where you're supposed to run in a serpentine pattern. If you've ever been shooting, people almost always shoot left or right when they shoot. So if you just run straight, a straight target's the hardest thing to hit. It's also the fastest moving that you can do. And again, as soon as you take a corner, get behind stuff. But again, same thing, it doesn't matter what happens. I'm just gonna knock this out of the way and go. I'm just gonna knock this out of the way and go. I'm just going to knock this out of the way and go as fast as I can. And again, in this situation, the odds of them opening fire in public are very low, especially in Canada. Our gun laws are draconic at best. So most criminals know the law better than we do. They're not gonna open fire with a gun, right? So understand that you're gonna run, every step you take makes you safer, every time you get the lights of people is gonna make you safer. There are occasions where a crazy person might follow you into a crowd, but hopefully the crowd will help you.